Good afternoon and welcome to this press briefing as we seek to inform you on the status of tropical storm, or rather it has now reached Hurricane Oscar. Today is Saturday, October 19, 2024. We start off by giving you a brief update on the current situation, and so I'll invite Dr. Holly Hamilton, the director at the TCI National Weather Service, to give us that update. Dr. Hamilton.
Good afternoon, Turks and Caicos. Thank you, Ms. Gordon. As I pull up some imagery here. Okay, so as of 2 o'clock this afternoon, we now have Hurricane Oscar. This was the area of interest that we've been following for the past week that tracked across the Atlantic Ocean. And for those who would have watched the weekly tropical briefing yesterday, we left Oscar as having a low potential of developing into a tropical cyclone. But as overnight, Oscar managed to organize itself. The thunderstorm and shower activity associated with that low pressure trough managed to organize itself, and then it developed into a tropical storm this morning. And when the National Hurricane Center reconnaissance flight flew in, they found actually that Oscar was stronger than we had anticipated. And so it has now been upgraded to a hurricane. Right now, as you can see, there's the infrared satellite imagery of Oscar currently passing over the islands of Grand Turk, the island of Grand Turk and South Caicos. They should be experiencing hurricane conditions as we speak. And let's move right on to the, oh, it froze. Okay. I was going to pull up the key messages, but you would have seen that being pushed out 2:30 this afternoon. Key messages are that Oscar is a hurricane. We're expecting hurricane conditions throughout portions of the Turks and Caicos Islands, mostly specifically at Grand Turk. Tropical storm conditions will begin in the other islands. This afternoon, we're expecting Oscar to pass through over tonight. So the worst of the weather will be through tonight, and we'll wake up tomorrow morning with the weather conditions improving. In terms of rainfall amounts, we already spoke about this going into the weekend. We were expecting a wet weekend. So now we're looking at 2 to 4 inches of rainfall accumulation through till Tuesday. We're looking at surge as a possibility as well, 2 to 4 feet. So we're just going to consider that people, stay off the roads as much as possible and drive safely if you need to, but also not to drive through flood waters. So look out for messaging from the National Weather Service in terms of flood alerts or watches or warnings. And we just ask you to be safe, Turks and Caicos, as Oscar passes through. We've been through this before, and we would hope that you all have been prepared for this hurricane season. So just hang tight, and we'll be fine. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that update, Dr. Hamilton. Just want to use the opportunity to emphasize a few important points. So as Dr. Hamilton would have mentioned, the islands of Grand Turk, South Caicos, and the Salt Key are those that we expected to be more severely impacted than others. And so we're asking that we ensure that we continue to be prepared on those islands. Your safety is our priority, and so we ask that you shelter in place. Ensure that you are safe, so if your home is not safe enough, don't expose yourself to the elements to try to go out and expose yourself. So we're going to ask you to do that. We're going to also ask that our National Emergency Operations Center has been partially activated. That is the one in Providenciales and also the one in Grand Turk. And we're going to ask that critical agencies such as Public Works, of course, Department of Disaster Management, ensure that you are there. We want to assure you that the team is working and the team has been prepared. So from the Public Works Department, drains have been cleaned, pumps are ready, on standby, should we need to pump water from settled areas, and also the response teams are on standby. We are here, we have in this room the support that we need to ride through this together, and so we ask that we take it seriously and do our part. We would have started the hurricane season from June 1. So we have been blessed and we continue to pray for protection, but we ask that we continue to be ready. I will now hand over to Your Excellency, Governor Selva Ratman, who will now give us a briefing at this time. Your Excellency.
Thank you, Director. Good afternoon, Turks and Caicos. We're in hurricane season, and I know that today it's been particularly fast-moving in respect of Hurricane Oscar. But as Dr. Hamilton and as the Director of DDME have stated, it is fast-moving, but it is Category 1, and we are prepared. I want to assure you that the Executive of the Disaster Management is fully engaged and have been assured on all the arrangement. The Assistant Commissioner of Police, as well as the Colonel of the Regiment, have also got their plans in place. So I ask you all to be responsible and stay safe. The airports in Grand Turk and South Caicos closed at 3 p.m. and all other airports will close at 6 p.m. Once we have the all clear, as Dr. Hamilton said, we're expecting this to pass within the next 24 hours. The airports will be expected to open at midday tomorrow. So I ask you all to hold your nerve, be responsible, and we will get through this. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Turks and Caicos. I will bring an update on behalf of the Ministry of PPID and Public Works Department specifically, and to give an update on our state of readiness. The Public Works Department is on high alert, taking extensive measures to safeguard our communities against potential flooding due to the anticipated heavy rainfall across the Turks and Caicos Islands. All essential flood control infrastructure, including drains and water pumps, have undergone inspection and maintenance to ensure full operational capacity in flood-prone areas. Protective flood preventive measures. In anticipation of the incoming weather system, the PWD implemented the following critical measures. Clean drains. All drainage systems have been inspected and cleared of debris to facilitate maximum water flow. Pumps in key locations. Water pumps in strategic flood-prone areas have been tested, served, and ready for deployment. Emergency response teams. Pre-positioned emergency crews are on standby to respond swiftly to any pump failures, blockages, or unexpected emergencies that arise due to flooding. How can you assist? To complement the PWD's efforts and help reduce the risk of flooding in your areas, residents are urged to avoid unnecessary travel. During periods of high rain, avoid travel unless absolutely necessary. Never attempt to drive through flooded streets, as it can lead to vehicle damage or even life-threatening situations. Report issues promptly. Should you notice any blockages, flooding, or malfunctioning equipment, immediately report these to the PWD using the appropriate hotline below. Public Works hotlines for Providenciales, it's 431-6985. For Providenciales, that's 431-6985. For Grand Turk, that's 432-1032. That's 432-1032 for Grand Turk. For North and Middle Caicos, it's 241-0680. Again, for North and Middle Caicos, it's 241-0680. And for South Caicos, it's 243-1882. So for South Caicos, that's 243-1882. So ongoing monitoring and updates. The PWD, in collaboration with the DDME, will continue to monitor the situation closely. Public safety remains our top priority, and we will provide real-time updates as necessary. Please stay informed by following official announcements and advisories. Stay safe, stay informed. We urge everyone to remain vigilant, take the necessary precautions and avoid unnecessary risks during this period of high rainfall and wind speeds. For more information or to report an emergency, contact your island's Public Works Hotline or the DDME directly. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deputy Premier. Let me take the opportunity to thank you for joining us for this press conference. Please, we continue to put information on the DDME social media pages. We continue to use our DDME Alert app. Stay informed. We are here to ensure that your safety, which is our priority, takes place. Thank you so very much and have a good afternoon.